Life's unexpected twists and turns don't always come in neat packages. Hence, there are occasions when the piggy bank has to be emptied. Do we use our emergency fund or savings? This video will discuss the differences between emergency funds and savings and which account works best for certain situations, so let's get started. To begin, let us define an emergency fund. It is, as the name implies, money set up for emergencies. An emergency fund is a savings account into which you put money set aside for big, unexpected emergencies. The emergency fund is typically used to fund unanticipated costs, those that appear out of nowhere, such as unplanned bills, deaths, job loss, illnesses, and unforeseen life events. An emergency savings fund is a fund you touch when it is necessary, when you are back in a corner and have no option but to fall on it. Imagine you get to work one day and your boss says you are fired. Disturbed by the news, you get into an accident while driving on your way back home, and this accident is entirely your fault, so you suddenly have so many bills to cover. In such a case, having an emergency fund can be a real saver for you. But someone might say, I can still use my savings to cover these bills. Perhaps. So what exactly do we mean by savings? Usually, cash in savings is used for specific purposes, such as a down payment on a car or house, childcare costs, furnishings, appliances, or educational costs, as well as for investments and hobbies. These are planned expenses rather than unforeseen circumstances. In short, savings are used to settle our day-to-day needs. If you still have difficulty grasping the difference between emergency fund savings and saving, stay tuned since we will soon be giving out the difference between emergency funds and savings. Moving on, having a savings fund allows you to place monthly money for expenditures like Christmas gifts, a vacation, or your child's education fund. Savings accounts have the potential to provide interest. They are simple to start and use, your money is secured, and you can have convenient transactions whenever you choose. Savings drawbacks include minimum balance requirements and lower interest rates than other accounts and investments. On the other hand, having an emergency fund provides immediate protection against incurring unexpected debt. If you break your windshield or have to pay hefty medical fees, having an emergency fund will help and even relieve the burden of acquiring money if you don't have enough money in your savings. Just as emergency saving funds cushions you in difficult times, we are a channel that serves you with relevant information at all times. So subscribe to this channel to get access anytime we upload a new video. Again, the drawback of emergency funds is that they are time-consuming to accumulate. According to U.S. News & World Report, financial experts frequently advise having 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses set up as an emergency fund savings.
Make sure you have 3 to 6 months. That's kind of essential, and I know that's not attainable for a lot of people right off the bat, but start doing it. Start putting away just a little bit here and there. And if you have income that fluctuates, if it's irregular, you should maybe have a little more, or if there's maybe a risk of job loss, be sure you have enough in there.
Although these savings can come in handy, building up this cushion might take some time. Many people give up trying to save money for emergencies. Without a doubt, many people have savings but not emergency fund savings, so we will soon teach you how to start an emergency fund account if you don't already have one, so stay tuned. At this point, let's discuss the differences between an emergency savings fund and a savings fund. An emergency fund helps you avoid taking out loans or using the entire limit on your credit cards or personal funds. The loss of a job or a significant decrease in income is one of the most extensive life shocks an emergency savings fund can guard against. Your emergency fund might provide you with financial support as you went for new employment or other sources of income. A savings fund is an account where you save money for a specific purpose. The objective of savings is immediate, like putting aside money for a down payment on a home or a new car. Long-term goals for savings include retirement or paying for your children's college tuition. The critical distinction between an emergency fund and savings is how the monies in each account are used. Savings should be for something you plan to spend, and the emergency funds should only be used for life-threatening emergencies. Do you like to keep an emergency fund or savings fund? Or do you want to keep both? Let us hear how you save in the comments section below. In addition, You can start modest if you wish to create an emergency fund. Set a goal. For instance, saving $200 a month can earn $1,000 in 5 months. Increase your savings target amount each time you reach it until your emergency fund is fully funded. According to Bankrate.com, it is possible to have an emergency fund that is It depends based on your capacity for saving. Avoid concentrating on your emergency fund to the point where you stop saving for other things. If you don't have enough money to cover your essential monthly expenses, you may need to postpone building your emergency savings fund until you can afford it. It is ideal to pay off your debt first if you have a lot of it or debt with a high interest rate. If you want to know where to put emergency funds, then check how simple it will be for you to access the funds when you need them. Checking, savings, and money market accounts are a few possibilities. Even some people favor bonds, mutual funds, and stock investing. Make sure you feel secure wherever you choose to store it. It's undeniable that having a plan for your money and an emergency reserve can give you direction with your finances. While saving for the unexpected, remember to leave a good life. If you enjoyed it, please forward it to any of your friends interested in personal finance so they can view it. We appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you in the following video.